Hi everyone! I was inspired to do this nail set by the release of the new Beetlejuice movie, which I am absolutely so excited about. I love Beetlejuice. I love the old movie, the cartoon, and I was so excited to see Beetlejuice come out. I did this set more with the old cartoon version, because that is absolutely one of my favorites, and I'll do another set later, hopefully inspired by the live actors. So I chose to do purple and white, two of the colors I associate with Beetlejuice, along with a green and black probably, but I'm not sure if I'm going to add those in yet. This is just the starting point. So I have one accent nail, which is my pointer finger that I did in white. I'm going to go ahead and add a second coat of the purple on there. I believe most nail polishes do need that second coat just to really bring everything together. Not all of them do, but I find as a rule of thumb, it's just easier to do the two coats and to be sure. So I'm just finishing up the second coat on all my fingers, and then I should be able to move on to a top coat. Let me know what you think about the set, and if you would have done anything differently, or what you think of the old cartoon versus the new live action, or even compared to the old live action one. This is a shimmery top coat I decided to use. The brand that I'm using is no longer around, so I'm not going to mention it too much, but I do actually absolutely love this top coat. I love the shimmer. I love how you can just kind of add it on and it gives just that little bit more, kind of gives it that extra little bit. And I absolutely love anything that sparkles or shimmers. And I'm adding my top coat onto my white nail. I find white is so hard to keep nice when you're trying to put any decals on there, so I always like to have the top coat on. Now I'm going to add a top coat to all the other ones just to make sure everything stays in there. And then I'm going to try and add on my water decals. So on my thumb, I'm trying to add the Beetlejuice. As you can see, it's not exactly center, but we're just going to roll with it because they are very hard to change once you put them on there. This is just a clear polish, which I should have said for the other one. I'm just adding it on there so I can make sure that my water decal will actually fit on there. And I'm going to do one with the old Beetlejuice. This is the one I originally fell in love with, like the Beetlejuice version. Not that I don't love any of the other ones. I think the live action was done amazingly. And I'm just going to carefully put the Beetlejuice on there, make sure that Beetlejuice sticks on, and I'm just tapping it down, trying to make sure I don't smudge anything, but that he's secure enough. I think tapping down at the end is really important because if you don't secure the end in, you can get water under there and it will ruin the decals over time. This is Lydia. I find she's so important to the series, especially the old animated version, and that her and Beetlejuice are more like best friends, and I really love their connection and friendship in the old animated series. So again, we're just going to tap her on there, just tap, trying to secure her on there without smudging too much. Takes a lot of tapping. And again, another coat of clear polish on the last nail. I try and do these one at a time just to make sure the clear polish doesn't dry out as I'm doing each finger, because I find this, at least maybe it's the brand I'm using, but it dries out fairly quickly on the nail, like it just dries. And then you're going to have to do another coat anyways, and I don't like adding unnecessary layers of nail polish onto my fingernails if I don't have to. So I'm just tapping that on there, and this was probably the hardest part for me. These are the swirly nail vinyls, and they're the vein of my existence. I have a hard time peeling them off, putting them down on the fingernail, and removing them without getting nail polish everywhere and keeping that design looking nice. So here I am, just trying to carefully put it on there, kind of make the swirling lines be semi-centered, and just making sure that it's secured on there. I find that's the hardest part. If you don't have it perfectly secured, the nail polish gets under the vinyl and it ruins the design. And it is very hard for me to fix. So I'm just trying to put on that black nail polish on over top. And then I'm going to try to remove the stencil, which I'm trying to do very carefully here. The black got a bit over where it was supposed to be, but I tried to fix that up with some white polish, and here I am going in with some black polish to try and finish the design because the stencil was not quite big enough for my nails, which happens when you have longer nails. That's no big deal. You just go in and fix it up. As you can see, I'm trying to go in very carefully because it is really difficult not to smudge everything. And now I'm just going in with my final layer of top coat just to kind of secure everything in. This is really the most important step I find with nail vinyls, because if you don't secure them, as I said earlier, they're absolutely ruined when water touches them again. They kind of lose all the color and it just doesn't look as good. So you have to make sure you cover the entire decal in the top coat just to make sure everything's ready to go. And please don't mind the mess in the background. I apparently didn't clean up any of the nail polishes I used for previous design. This is how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching.